Well, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Coming to you live from the other side. I think I went to heaven last night. I think I'm already in heaven. I died, went to heaven. I'm speaking to you from heaven this morning. I'm just kidding. It's been a long night. Man alive. I'm not going to be on here long. Just wanted to come on Saturday morning. Just got through getting my flesh cleaned up. That was a job, since I'm moving really slow this morning. But I hope you're doing well wherever you are on this Saturday, the day of rest, and I hope you're taking God's instructions today and resting on the seventh day. This is the Sabbath. We don't worship on the Sabbath, not as Christians. We celebrate the first day of the week, commemorating the resurrection of Christ. But long before God established the Sabbath as a day of worship, he established the Sabbath as a day of rest. And of course, most of you know that go to church are involved or active or have jobs, positions, teach or deacon or pastor or singers or musicians, and even just families that just are faithful to church, sing in a choir. If you're there, Sunday school, Sunday morning, Sunday night, and sometimes other activities. You know yourself that Sunday is not a day of rest. It's anything but rest time. You get up in the morning, get everybody ready, get out the door, get to church early for Sunday school, and then go through preaching. If the preacher's long-winded, you'll get out 12:30, 1 o'clock. Then you got to go home, and your wife gets lunch ready, or you go out and eat. And time you get back or get through with all that is 3:30. Service starts some places at 5. Ours starts at 6:30, so you have just a couple hours to kind of catch your breath and then get ready to go back to church again. And then you get home that night and eat a snack before you go to bed, get everybody ready for bed, and then Monday morning comes early up and go to work. So Sunday's not really a day of rest for Christians that are active Christians, active in their local church. Especially for pastors, it's not a day of rest. But God, before he ever established the Sabbath of worship in Judaism, he established in Genesis, when he made man, he said 6 days man will work by the sweat of his face, and on the seventh day he'd rest. And even God, when he made the heavens and the earth and created everything that is, God worked 6 days and made everything, and then on the seventh day he rested. Not that God needed rest, but God did it as an example to man to know that you can't go 7 days a week, 24 hours a day without taking some time to rest, and that's just a biblical principle, to rest your body, to have time to recoup, of meditation, to let your body re-strengthen itself, refuel, spend some time in prayer with God, thanking him for the 6 days of labor and strength. And so I've practiced through the years, and not 100% every week because of being in evangelism and being a pastor. Sometimes there were things that had to be done on Saturday, but we practiced through the years. We tried not to do anything major on Saturday. I didn't mow my yard on Saturday. We didn't work in the garden on Saturday. We didn't do all the things that we normally would do in a work day on Saturday. Most time at church, I didn't book meetings on Saturdays. I didn't book a lot of activities. Sometimes young people had youth meetings, and sometimes there were special things. But as a rule, we never booked much on Saturday. We kept Saturday free for the people that worked, because we knew Sunday was going to be busy. We was going to be busy. And so they worked Monday through Friday, and some folks had to work on Saturday. Some folks do work 6 days a week, include Saturday. And they take Sunday as their day of rest. They say so, but Sunday's not really resting time. But anyway, so Saturday's always been a time where I just relax. Hey, Faye, hope you're doing well. So we've never done much on Saturday. So, but this morning, I want to just come on just for a few minutes. I'm going to have a lot to say, just kind of talking off the cuff this morning. I want to thank everybody for praying for me. A lot of folks have been texting me, asking me how I am. I had a major fall yesterday. I got a call from a friend of mine that I haven't talked to in 15 years or more. Haven't talked to him since I've been in Tennessee, and it's been quite a few years in North Carolina. I hadn't talked to him. He used to pastor, and he resigned his church. The church really went down. And so he decided he's having to work anyway. He was a bivocational pastor, so he decided he loved hunting and fishing. That's what we did. We had a big piece of land we hunted on together, and we spent a lot of time together, and I preached for him, and we did wildlife banquets together, spoke, at these wildlife banquets, and he was just a great young preacher. He helped me in my Bible college. He taught a couple of classes for me in my Bible college, and we were just best friends, and he decided, and talked about it for a couple of years, he wanted to be a game warden. He said, I'm active, I like the wildlife, and he said, I'd love to be able to be a game warden. So he went to school after he resigned the church, he went to school, had a job, he worked, and he went to school and got his education and got accepted in as a game warden. And then he moved down to the coast and spent most of his 23 years down there. He's been in it 23 years. I couldn't believe it. And so it's probably been over 15 years since I've seen him, maybe longer. I don't know if I've seen him but one time since he was a game warden. So it's probably been close to 20 years now that I think about it. But during that couple of years of transition of him going into the game warden business, he lost his wife, just young. She was in an accident, very tragic. And he had 3 small children. And so he remarried. He found a young lady. I've never met her. And he said, I can't wait for you to meet her. So anyway, he had been watching me on Facebook. So, hey, Brother Gary, he had seen me on Facebook some, and he had tried to find a way to get in touch with me. He wanted to talk to me instead of just sending me a message on Facebook. So he got my son's number off of his website for Voice of Hope and called my son. And he said, I'm trying to get in touch with your dad. And so my son gave him his number, and he called me the day we were on our way to North Carolina to the doctor. And I couldn't answer because I had my phone stuck back because I was driving, and then I was in the doctor's office. And I didn't check it until later. And I saw he had called, and I was so tired. I said, well, I'll call him tomorrow, which was yesterday. So yesterday, before lunch, while my wife was getting lunch ready, I called him, and we talked, and we renewed old acquaintance, just really good, and talked about getting together soon. And I had a set of antlers of his that I've had for 20-some years, ever since I pastored down in Winston-Salem. We had done a banquet down there at my church before I resigned, and he had forgot one of his sets of horns, and I had it at the house, and every time I talked to him, then he got off into school, going to be a game warden, then he moved, and I just never saw. He said, just hold on to him. So I've held on to him for 20-some years, and we had him in my room downstairs, in my hunting room, kind of my man cave. So I told him yesterday, I said, I've got them here. And I said, I took pictures of them. I got them out to get pictures of them. And my wife had them up on one of my safes, sitting on my safe down in the man cave. And I was putting them back and got them put back. And I turned around, and she had it's like a cracker box, this antique cracker box. You've seen them, these old wooden boxes used to put food and stuff in. That's how they transported stuff. They didn't have paper boxes. They used wooden boxes to put crackers and canned goods. Well, she had one of those antique boxes with the advertising on it, sitting beside one of the chairs there with some blankets or throws or something in it. And I knew it was there, but I don't have any feeling in my feet. It's not neuropathy, but it's a cousin to it because of my back damage, nerve damage in my back. My feet have very little feeling in them. So my right foot, as I turned around, my right foot hit that box, and I didn't feel it hit it, but it threw me off balance so quick that I wasn't even able to catch myself. And so I went full force on my face like you're looking at me now. And you can see here, my nose is swollen pretty good, and I've got a bad place here. It started bleeding when I took my shower, so I cleaned it up and put a bandage on it till it quits bleeding again, scabs over. But my nose is swollen, but not as bad as it was because I used ice on it last night. But I went down full throttle and I tried to lean toward this right side, had my arm here like this, so I went down the right side, but my head hit the floor in my nose. And so when I caught myself, my wife heard me, it sounded like an earthquake. She came running and she said, what? I said, I fell. She said, what can I do? I said, and I reached up there and touched my nose, and I saw blood on me. I said, go get something to clean my nose up first. I said, I got to figure out what's broken, what's tore up, what's damaged. So she cleaned my nose up and put a bandage on it, and I looked everywhere, and I had I saw my knees were red. They didn't break the skin. My elbow, my wrist is swollen a little bit. This one, you can see a little hump there, a little swollen on the wrist where I caught myself, tried to. And my right ankle, for some reason, I don't know how I did that, but I guess going down and hitting it so hard, it straightened out my ankle all the way. And my right ankle is swollen and it's blue this morning. So the first thoughts was, I thought, well, I've broken my ankle and I've broken my nose. So my nose is really sore and it's a little discolored underneath the bandage, but I don't think it's broken. I think it's just bruised. But it is, it looks a little crooked. I don't know if I've broken it or not. I've had surgery on my sinuses, so it doesn't matter, I don't guess. But it's not affected my breathing. It doesn't feel like there's anything wrong. It's just a little damage. So thank God for pain medicine. Because I have it for my back, and I have a pump in anyway that takes care of some of my pain. And I have a special formula of his cream that a lady in Kansas, she's a registered nurse, and I don't know what kind of business they were in, her husband and family, but they must be in some type of research and science in Kansas, good friends. And when I was out there years ago, she gave me a sample of the cream one of the creams that she developed is like a sports cream for athletes and other people, arthritis and other pain. And she said, we developed this ourselves. And she said, try this. So I tried it on my back, and it helped some on the back, but my back hurt so bad. But the big problem I was having was my feet. And my feet, even though they have no feeling in them, they hurt. And I know that's oxymoron. And unless you have problems like that, you have no clue. But if you've got neuropathy or something in that family and your feet have become numb, they feel like they're asleep or they have no feeling at all. You can stick a pin all in my feet all the way up to my calves and I don't feel it. But yet they hurt so bad if my wife rubs them with anything. It's like, it's unbelievably painful. So I have pain, but I don't feel anything in my feet when they're not being bothered. I can take my socks off and walk on glass and I wouldn't know it until I started bleeding. It's just really bad. And so my feet give me a lot of problems. So I used this stuff the first time on my feet. My feet were hurting real bad one day, and I said, I'm going to use this cream. And I rubbed it on my feet, and within a minute to 2 minutes, my feet were it quit hurting. And we did that last night. My calf and my leg on my left side is sore this morning. Feels like somebody hit it with a hammer, and it's really sore and bruised. So she rubbed my feet and my calves and my legs and my knees, and then fixed my nose, and I went to bed. I was up, I think, 4 or 5 times last night, and finally, sometime around 4 or so, I just got up and came downstairs and got comfortable in my recliner, and so, but I'm okay. I'm up. Moving this morning was kind of like Snap, Crackle, Pop, Rice Krispies, all the noise, but everything's working, and I'm able to move. I'm just a little stiff. Old people get stove up when you have something like that happen, so I was pretty stove up this morning, really kind of slow moving, but as I got my shower, no, the biggest thing is my nose. It's sore. I have to be careful and not touch it and not hit it. But my nose is sore, and this right ankle is really sore, but it's not too, I can walk on it. It's on the top. It's on the top where the bend is. It's not on the sides, or it's not the ankle per se down here, but it's where the foot comes out. It's like right here where the foot and the leg. It's right there on the top part. And it's a little discolored this morning, a little swollen. So, I guess for the event, I guess the consequences aren't as bad as it could have been. But that's the hardest smack I've taken in a while. I don't know why old people fall. I don't know. I was talking to a preacher, a friend of mine called me from Kansas yesterday, Brother Billy, and he has neuropathy. And he said, I understand, preacher. He said, I have no feeling in my feet. And he said, I fall. Of course, he's got eye issues too. He's not blind totally, but he's legally blind. And he said, I understand. I said, do you understand when it says, yes, Faye, you can buy that cream. I will send you the name of it, and I'll send you her name and number. Call her. And I'll think of it in a minute. I'll send you the name, Faye, as soon as I get off. I'll text you, or I'll message you on Messenger. I'll send you the name of the cream, and then I will send you her name and her telephone number. Call her and tell her that Preacher David Harrison recommended this, and she will maybe send you a small sample in a little jar that lasts forever, because it doesn't take much. It's got everything's natural. It's got like essential oils. It's even got some CBD oil in it, the good kind. And they're good Christian people. They belong to a good independent Baptist church out there. And just really sweet people. And she's provided this for me for the last 10 years. And I use it religiously. And anything that hurts, I rub it on anything that hurts, any joints, and it gives me relief. It's really good stuff. You can tell by the quality of it. But it doesn't take a lot. Just, get some out and rub it in good, because it's pretty thick. It's about like Vaseline. It'll look and have the thickness and the texture of Vaseline. Has a good smell to it. It's not a smell it's a good smell. Hey, Miss Amanda. And so, I will, give me this, let me just go get a jar, and I'll give you this now. I'll give you the name of the thing, and you can find it online. But I will get her name. I can't go off the phone and get it, because I'd have to come off of Facebook to get the number. I can't pull up the number while I'm doing live, but I will show you what this is, and then I will Anybody that wants it, I will send you the private name and private number for her to call. Or, like I say, you can order it online, but you'll probably do a better deal if you call her and tell her that I told you about it. She does a lot of shows where she presents her products, and she has the smaller jars, and I've got some, I think one small jar left, but this is the size of it. So let me turn this around here. Okay, this is the size of the jar, and here's what it's called. Mine is the Sport Magnaporium. It's scented. It's got a great scent to it. Let's see here now if I can pull up. Sorry, I'm trying to get one hand here. So here's what it looks like. See, it's real creamy. It looks like lotion, but it's thick, kind of like thick lotion, Vaseline type thickness. Really smooth. Has a great smell to it. You can smell the essential oils in it. And I use it on anything that hurts. And the name of the company is MG. It's called, this is a Magnum Sport. This is a magnesium lotion is what it's called. A Magnum Sport magnesium lotion scented. It aids and enhances muscle recovery, improve your competitive edge. Sports guys use this, but it has such a pain reliever in it and aids your muscles, spasms, and any kind of muscle pain and joint pain. It has, let's see here, what if I can read this? It's not wanting to focus in here. There it is. 375 milligrams of magnesium chloride plus 1 tablespoon application. Literally applied to sore muscles, cramping, muscle spasm, feet, legs, or abdomen before or after workout, or at night, or as desired. You may apply water over it, but I don't. I don't do anything but just clean the area, and then I put it on. That's done wore out, shows all the stuff that's in it. But the name of the company is Magnaporium. Magnaporium is the name of the company. Magnaporium. So for you that are interested, if you'll just send me a message, Faye, I'll go ahead and send you a message after I get off here. I'll send you her name and number, and I'll take a picture of this and send it to you. But it's called Magnaporium is the name of her company, and you can find it on the website, Magnaporium. And she's out of Kansas. She's out of Kansas on the other side of Wichita. And they make it and they distribute it, and she's just a sweet lady, and she'll fix you up. And what I started to say is they do a lot of shows. Now, she may not do this. Hey, Miss Vicky, hope you're doing well. Brother James, Miss Bonnie. So they do a lot of shows, and a lot of times people I've recommended have told me this, that she sends them 2 or 3 of the little small jars. Anything says, Amber, it's good for anything. I don't care where it hurts. Some things it works better than others, but sciatic nerve pain, herniated disc, just rub it on if it don't work. You haven't lost anything as far as for that area, but anything else you do, anything. So I will post a picture and the name of the company and the website on my Facebook page. And if you want a personal, her name and number, I'll do that on private messenger. I won't post that on Facebook, but I will post her website and what I use. And I don't remember what it costs because I've never had to pay for mine. She gives me all of mine. I'm just special, I guess. She loves my preaching and she loves me. And she said, this is part of my ministry to be a blessing to you. So every time I need something, but I started to say, because I don't use that much of it at a time, this jar lasts me forever. I mean, I'm talking about forever. And I usually get 2 of these big jars and they'll last me over a year. Over a year. I don't order it once a year, maybe, if I order it that often. But she goes and does these shows, and a lot of people I've recommended her to her have contacted her, and she would take coming out of a show if she just had a show. A lot of times she has those small ones that are about as big, about as big as a $50 and about that high, and they're sample jars. And she would send 2 or 3 of them, or maybe 2 to a customer that's interested. Let them try it. Then if they like it, they can buy the bigger jars as they need it. And so I don't know what the big jar would cost. I'm saying it's probably in the $30, $40 range. But because it lasts so long and it works so good, it's not a lot to pay. It's not like you're going to buy it every month. But I mean, a jar lasts you forever. But I think the jars are like $39.95, $40. I don't remember, because it's like I say, I've never paid for it. She's always given me mine. But I've recommended so many customers to her, and she's been such a blessing to us. So last night when I fell, my wife started rubbing that stuff on my body in the places that I knew were hurt, and the pain was gone. Hey, Dwight. Hey, Cynthia. I hope y'all are doing good. So anyway, Amber, it may be good for your fiance. So I'll post it on my Facebook, and I'll get the website and post it on my Facebook, and I'll take a picture of this jar, what I take. And then if you want her name and number, I'll send it to you personally. Just request it. You can put a message on my Facebook after I post it. Say, can I have her name and number? And I'll personally send you a message, and I'll give you her name and number. So it may be, Brother Butcher, it may help you. I'm telling you, brother, my feet. Now, I've got so many pains everywhere with arthritis. It's helped my back. It's helped my knees. But the biggest thing that's helped me is my feet, because my feet are so bad. They are so bad. My wife almost cries when she does my feet. I scream. Last night I was screaming. I have no feeling in my feet. I'm sitting here now with my feet on the floor, and if my shoes are on or not, I couldn't even tell, because my feet are numb, but they hurt, and they hurt terrible. But when they get really bad, I can rub this stuff on my feet, and within a minute or two, it's like the pain is gone. It's like I have no pain whatsoever. It's the best stuff I've ever used. So she's not a sponsor, so I'm not trying to advertise her but I am trying to be a blessing to her, because she's been such a blessing to me. But that's how I made it through last night. I was able to go to bed, and I slept fairly well, but I was up 3 or 4 times, so I finally just got up. But I want to thank everybody for praying for me, because that's the worst smack I've had in a while. I don't know why old folks fall. I know mine, my back, my legs are weak because of the back damage and the nerve damage. My legs are really weak, especially my left leg. I've lost about 40% use of it. So it doesn't take much to throw me off balance and I'm down. But usually when I stumble, I know it's coming. I catch myself and I kind of roll with it so it doesn't hurt me. I may skin something on a knee or something, but I usually don't have any problem. But this happened so quick in my house, and I went down on the hard floor. It's a wood floor in there. And Lord have mercy. I jarred the floor, sounded like an earthquake, and my wife came running, and I just lay there. I mean, I was in pain. I said, and I really thought my nose was broken. I thought, some other things may be broken, because I took a big, big smack. My ribs were a little sore this morning here, up in here, a little sore. No breaks. I had enough broken bones. I know there's nothing broken. The only thing I was concerned about was my nose and my ankle. And the ankle is discolored, and it's really sore, but I'm able to walk on it without excruciating pain like there's a break. And I know what ankle breaks are, because I broke my right ankle twice and my left ankle once and my left leg once playing sports. So I had a lot of breakage when I was playing sports when I was young and dumb. Now that I'm old and dumb, I still... Oh, I'm telling you, this getting old it's not for sissies. I'm telling you, this getting old is not fun. But I'm thankful God somehow or another. I need to get like that. Remember the bubble boy that was wrapped and put in a bubble to protect him from all the diseases he was sick? Hey, Miss Carol, I need to get some bubble wrap and just wrap me in the bubble wrap, because I'm telling you, the last couple of years, I've fallen so many times, it's pathetic. I fell down at my daughter's house one day. I was coming out of her house, went through the garage, and there was a step down over the threshold of her door that I'd forgot was there, just about this much, where you go from the threshold to the brick, you step down on the sidewalk, and I had something in my hands, and I forgot it was there. Like I say, I can't feel it. My feet, I can't feel it. And I caught the edge of it. It threw me off balance, and I fell. The sidewalk was there, but right across the sidewalk was the grass, and I went bam down on that sidewalk and grass. I got one knee pretty bad, and then an elbow in my hands, but I caught myself. I was able to catch myself. I dropped everything I had, but I was able to catch myself. But I've fallen quite a bit. And every time I go to the doctor, they always ask that, have you fallen recently? And I guess I lied. Forgive me. I said, well, no, not really. I said, nothing to mention. And so I don't really lie. I just don't tell them the truth, because if I told them how much I fall, they would probably have me somewhere in a nursing home. They would put me on the watch list for having need of a 24-hour nurse care, or put me in one of those, one of those things they wrap you up in, and put me where I can't do anything and just tie me up. So anyway, so I hope you're having a good morning. I'm kind of joking about it, because you can tell I'm really not interested in doing a lot today. I got my Bible here. I was coming in here to study. For in the morning, I've got my lesson. For in the morning, I know what I'm going to teach on. And I had my notes here that I was going to go over and try to get my mind together. So I got out of the shower and came here and sat down and got my notes, and I was going to study a little bit. And I said, well, I think I'll go on Facebook and just let everybody know I'm okay. Because I got so many messages yesterday afternoon about whether or not I was okay. And I thought, well, everybody's so concerned about me. I guess I need to let them know that I'm alive. And so I decided just to do a little quick Facebook because I got some stuff to do here in the office. My wife is she's still getting ready and doing her devotions. And so, oh, you'll like this. I know Cynthia will like this. Miss Cynthia, you listening? You'll like this. I was out back before we had our snow week before last Friday, a week ago. I'd gone out to get some stuff at the grocery store, some things she needed. And I was in there and she wanted some ground beef. She was doing some chili beans and she's doing some soup and things. So I was there and I said, hey, Brother Mike Reed, good to see you, buddy. And so I was over there and, hey, Miss Leah, good to see you. I'm on here today, kind of surprise, giving everybody an update about my expedition yesterday, my experience of falling. Okay, Cynthia's here. I want to make sure she heard this. So anyway, I was in the grocery store. It's been about a week and a half ago. And I was over in the meat section. I said, I've been wanting meat because I posted on Facebook a couple of weeks ago. I said, I've been wanting me some country ham and red eye gravy. So I bought country ham the other day. And I brought it home and I told my wife, I said, I bought some country ham. I put it in the refrigerator. I said, I'll let you know when I want it. You're kind of smart aleck. So today's Saturday, so Thursday. After we got back from North Carolina Thursday evening, I was sitting in the recliner and she was sitting in her chair beside me. And I told her, I said, I'm going to put my request in. I knew what I was going to have yesterday because we had stuff left over. She had made some pork chops, boneless pork chops and gravy and mashed potatoes and mac and cheese and little sweet green peas like I like. Those little azure green peas are so good. She had biscuits. So we had that left over. So she was going to have that yesterday, and we ate that. It was really good. So I said, Saturday, we haven't had breakfast on Saturday in 4 or 5 weeks, I guess. And I said, I'm putting in my request. I want scrambled eggs, grits, country ham, red eye gravy, and homemade biscuits, and molasses and butter. So that's what I want. So this morning when she gets out of having her devotions and getting ready, she's going to fry my country ham. She's going to scramble some eggs and make some grits, make a pan of biscuits, and make my red eye gravy. And I've got a big jar of blackstrap molasses we opened up not too long ago, and I'm going to get butter and blackstrap molasses. And I'm going to eat me some molasses and some red eye gravy in my grits and on my eggs and salt my biscuits in it. And thank you, Brother Butcher. The only place you can see is covered up, but my nose is swollen. It's kind of discolored underneath here. That's where I hit right there. And so it was bleeding a while ago when I come out of the shower. It opened up again, so I had to put some antibiotic ointment on it. But anyway, that's what I'm going to have today. So, and since I had my accident yesterday, she's kind of feeling sorry for me. So I turned on the charm. I said, honey, I feel so bad. You know, I really need some country ham and red eye gravy. Don't you tell her I said that. She's so good to me. Hey, Brother Kevin, good to see you, buddy. And black molasses. Miss Leah, do you know what blackstrap molasses is? Blackstrap molasses, S-T-R-A-P. Do you know what blackstrap molasses is, Leah? You're laughing at it. Do you know what it is? What's red eye gravy? You don't know what red eye gravy is, Bonnie? Mike, you know what red eye gravy is? I know you do, buddy. Bonnie, you don't know what red eye gravy is. Okay, I put a recipe on Facebook. So you don't know what blackstrap molasses. Okay, I'm going to give you guys the education here. This is countrified education. Red eye gravy is you take country ham, not that sugar ham, not that sugar cured stuff. Salty cured ham like Smithfield hams. Slice up center pieces real thin. Salty ham. You fry your ham. You fry your ham in your pan. And most of the time that ham is so lean, you have to put a little bit of oil or something with it. Not a lot, just a little bit to make it fry good. Fry that country ham. You can get it. You can get it at Cracker Barrel. They sell country ham, and theirs is not bad. They don't do red eye gravy, but they do other gravy, which is out of a can. I can't stand that gravy at the restaurants they make out of a can. Oh gosh, woo-hoo. That's enough to make a gag a maggot. So anyway, the way you make red eye gravy is take that ham, fry it, and save the drippings in there. Save the drippings. And if you have to, you can even put a little more oil in it and let your ham get it. It don't have to cook ham. It's already done, really. You just kind of get it seared on each side. Turns a little darker. And it'll have a little crispy place here and there. Then you take some black coffee. If you've made coffee, if you don't, you got a Keurig, make you a cup of coffee, or a big cup, make you a big bunch of black coffee, and pour black coffee in that pan with those country ham drippings. And do like you would if you was making gravy. Scrape up all of those drippings and stuff on that pan and stir that coffee up with those ham drippings and just let it heat and let it sit there and simmer. And that's that's red eye gravy. You put that over some scrambled eggs, over grits, or sop your bread in it. I'm going to tell you, it's enough to make your tongue slap your brains out. Now, it's an acquired taste. It's only in the South. You guys across the border in the North, you probably wouldn't like it. And some of you other folks that's never had it up north and out west, like out in California, they never thought about eating tomato sandwiches with mayonnaise and pepper and salt. They think we're crazy. With old white bread, put on old sticky, gooey white bread and put mayonnaise on it and dab it on there real heavy and put you big old slabs of tomato and salt it and pepper real good and eat it till it just drips everywhere. Wipe your mouth. That's the best thing in the world. Well, red eye gravy is the same way. It's an acquired, but it is so good. Not many people make it anymore, but it's the best gravy. I love it. My daddy used to drink his coffee with saucers. All the old folks used to have saucers under the coffee cup. The reason being, they poured their coffee in the saucer, and they would dip their bread, so put their bread in the coffee, because they like red eye gravy and coffee. Red eye gravy has a coffee taste with the ham in the back, a salty coffee taste with the taste and aroma of ham. And they would dip their bread even in their coffee, and that's what they call sop. They would sop it. And then when they got through, they'd turn that saucer up and they'd drink that coffee. That's what I saw my daddy. My daddy drank his coffee out of a saucer all the time because he'd dip his bread in it. Then Mama made red eye gravy often. Now, that's the red eye gravy. Now, for Miss Bonnie doesn't know what, Miss Leah doesn't know what blackstrap molasses is. Molasses, you probably hadn't seen molasses in the store, but most of it, molasses is made out of sugar cane. There's other grains out in the Midwest that they make molasses out of. Like if you go to that place, the home of the throwed roll, Lambert's, they have good molasses, but it's kind of almost like a honey color. It looks more like honey than it does molasses. But molasses is made with sugar cane, and the way they made it, my daddy used to make it, they had a cooker. It was a big cooker, and you put your sugar cane in it, and you cook it down, and it makes renderings. There's a place that comes to Dollywood, every year. He's from Tennessee, and he brings his horses, and he's got a horse-drawn thing that his horse goes around and around, and it causes the squeezings. He puts in the sugar cane on one side, and that wheel, like a grindstone at a mill, that wheel goes around and squeezes the very sugary juice out of sugar cane. And they take that liquid that comes out of sugar cane that's been squeezed, and they cook it down. They cook it until it becomes a thick, almost like honey. It's even thicker than honey. It becomes a thick, black-looking thing. Now, most molasses is not blackstrap. They don't cook it that much. But my daddy and the old-timers used to cook it more until it was almost burnt. It would look like real bad burnt motor oil that you take out of a car that hasn't had the oil changed in 25,000 miles. Really black-looking. And it's about the same, probably same thickening as a real bad thing of oil that just come out of a motor that's been sitting for 5 years. But it's real black, it's real dark. It has a bite to it. It's almost like somebody's put hot sauce. They don't burn like hot sauce. But you put that with butter and stir it up with some butter and put it on your biscuit. That blackstrap molasses is so sweet, but it's got a kick to it. When you eat it, it almost burns. It's so good it burns a little bit. It's got a flavor that there's nothing like it, but it's called blackstrap molasses. The old timers called it. But it's molasses that's cooked longer than regular molasses. Sorghum, they call it in the Midwest sorghum, which is not sugar cane, but sorghum. It's just a grain that grows in the field. Most of the molasses that are made in the world today is sorghum molasses. They squeeze it, get the liquid out of it, and they make molasses out of it, which is basically just a liquid. They add all kinds of stuff to it, all kinds of things. That's additives. But in real blackstrap molasses, they don't put all that stuff in preservatives. It's just cooked until it's almost burnt. And I've got 2 jars down, maybe 3 down in the cabinet. I keep it. I got my friend down here runs produce place. He gets mine out of Asheville, North Carolina. He always keeps it in store because he knows I buy it, and I go by there. And if we're getting down to our last jar, I'll buy 2 or 3 quarts because it won't go bad as long as you don't open it. And even when you open a jar, it can last forever. It don't go bad like honey does. Sometimes honey will get thick in the bottom and go bad, but molasses doesn't go bad. But it is the best stuff. I love blackstrap molasses and butter and biscuits and red-eye gravy. And I'm going to have that today with scrambled eggs and grits and country ham and my black coffee. Now, you're talking about something good. You get that blackstrap molasses and that butter mixed up and take a big slab of that and stick that on that biscuit, and it's running down the sides of the biscuit. And you bite that biscuit with that butter and molasses and then take a little sip of black coffee, hot black coffee. I'm telling you, it's as good almost as going to heaven. Almost. But here's the thing I say about that. If it's this good in this old flesh that's depraved, can you imagine, Brother Butcher, what blackstrap molasses is going to taste like in a glorified body? You said they ain't going to be the blackstrap molasses in heaven. How do you know? Have you been there yet? God knows what we like. I think God's going to have everything we like up there. I mean, when Jesus was in a glorified body on the seashore, called out to Peter, and he swam to him, what did he have? He had fish and hush puppies and french fries on the seashore there for them to eat. You say, how you know that? Well, you got to read the original Greek. But he had fish, hush puppies, and french fries. And had some tartar sauce too. I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm just kidding. Don't take it serious. I'm just kidding. But he did have fish for them, fish and bread. And how do we know that bread wasn't hush puppies? You don't know. But they ate good food. He knew what they liked. And I'm telling you, we get to heaven, he's going to have banana pudding. Can you imagine banana pudding in heaven in a glorified body? You say, where are they going to get banana from? Well, I know they got manna in heaven. So if they got manna, they probably got bananas. Manna bananas. Because the tree of life in heaven bears 12 manner of fruit. So if you got apples, oranges, bananas, grapefruit, no telling's the fruit that's in heaven because there's 12 manner. Well, why would you have fruit in heaven if you're not going to eat it? And if you can eat it off the tree, don't you think you can fix it? The angels will fix us some heavenly strawberries, some heavenly banana pudding, big honey apple pie. Y'all think I'm crazy, don't you? I got the biggest crowd on here I've had in a long time. I start talking about food, everybody shows up. I preach out of Exodus and Genesis, and some of you won't come, but you come here and talk about food. No, you're off on Saturday. I know. I'm just kidding. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. So we've covered a lot this morning. I'm going to get off here. But thank you for praying for me. I feel better. I'm just cutting up with this morning, but thank you for praying. Yesterday was a bad afternoon. I really took a big smack, and I had to take something, and I rested. I basically slept all afternoon, slept, eating until I went to bed. That's why I didn't sleep much last night. Cherry cheesecake, yeah. Caramel pudding, yeah, I can eat that. That's good. I like it, but not like banana pudding. Homemade, not the stuff you buy in the restaurant. No, I'm talking about homemade vanilla pudding with the real vanilla wafers and bananas cut up just right and cow slobber on top. Now, I know Leah don't know what cow slobber is. Cow slobber is meringue. We call it cow slobber in the South. You know, one of those banana puddings with cow slobber on top. Every time I say that, kids don't know what cow slobber is. If you ever worked around cows, they slobber out their mouths dripping down. That's what meringue looks like. Looks like cow slobber. So we call it cow slobber in the South. A banana pudding with cow slobber on top. This, amen. Miss Faye, I know you enjoy it. Bless your heart. Well, y'all have a good weekend. I'm going to get off here. It's already longer than 19 on stage. But thank you for being my friend, stopping by for a few minutes. Thank you for praying for me. I do feel better today. And still a little sore, but I'm okay. I don't think nothing's broken, so we're okay. Had a headache real bad all evening yesterday. But hey, Miss Lindsay, hope you're doing good. You and Jacob and the kids. But had a real bad headache all day. But after I took something, I went to sleep and slept. And my wife worked on me and got all the stuff put back together in the right place. But it's the worst smack I've had. I mean, it was the worst fall I've had in years. So it's getting worse. I do fall a lot. I don't know why. but it's just my feet and legs are so bad. And so anyway, it is what it is. It's been a busy week. I've been at the doctor's all week. I've had blood work and tests all week. And so they're trying to work on my surgery for my back. They're still working on getting it approved. I have a scan coming up in a few weeks for my cancer. So just a lot of things going on. So pray. Some of my tests didn't come back the way they should. I've got some things, some levels that are not where they're supposed to be. So they're not worried yet, not concerned, but so we're going to watch them and see. So anyway, just say a prayer for us. Pray for me in the morning. I'm teaching another class in the morning, not one I've taught before. I've taught 2 adult classes quite often. I've taught our adult class probably 7 or 8 times, in the auditorium 3 or 4 times. But this is our assistant pastor's class, Brother Daniel. And he has young adults, which are like college, career, and up, 20s, 30s, singles. So I think he has about 40 in his class, so I'll teach that in the morning. So pray for me that I'll be a blessing there. And cow slobber, yeah, you like that, Brother Gary, cow slobber. Brother Ralph always called it cow slobber too. Me and him used to laugh because people look at us like, what is he talking about? I'd say, get some of that banana pudding with cow slobber. And they would look at him like he was crazy, and we would laugh. But that's what we call it, cow slobber. I said, Mama, make me one of them pies with some cow slobber on it. And people just laugh. But anyway, okay, Bonnie, I appreciate your prayers. Carmi, appreciate you, and all the others, all you good friends of mine. So enjoy your Saturday. This is the day of rest, and I am going to rest today. I'm going to be able to study for tomorrow. I got my notes here, so I will be studying, but I'm not going to do anything else but that. I do need to go out to the drugstore today, but I may let my wife do that if she feels up to it. And so I will post this online in a little while. I'll get the website for you. And then if you need her private name and number, just message me after I post this, and I will send you her name and number. Okay, I love you, Lord willing. I'll be back on Monday. Now, you don't want to miss Monday. We're going to be back in Exodus, and we'll pick back up where he's dealing with Amalek. It's a really important message on Amalek, the flesh. And then we got one more experience they're going to go through at Mount Sinai, which is the last of the 7 experiences that Israel went through that are like the Christian life. So don't miss a time. These are good passages of Scripture that give us good Bible lessons on how we're to live, the things we face, and what we're to do in those days. So thank y'all for being my friend. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us. Hit the like button, hit the share button, post something in the comments. Consider becoming a subscriber if you're not a subscriber already, and consider becoming a supporter. I had another preacher call me yesterday and said their church was praying about taking us on for monthly support. So if he takes us on, that'll be 7. I need 18 more, 7 to 18 more supporters. That'll be 7, so I'm praying for 25. I need 18 more supporters. Hey, Miss Pat Fischel. Long time, Miss Pat. Good to see you. I prayed for you, hon. I know you've lost a lot of your family, and Chuck, old Chuck, bless his heart. He was such a blessing. So we're praying for you. You take care of yourself, dear. I'd sure love to see you. But you take care of yourself down there in North Carolina. And if I don't see you again down here, I'll see you on the other side. But good to see you on here this morning. Well, I'm going to get off of here and go downstairs and do a little studying in my recliner. Miss Tammy, there's other new ones coming on. I hate to quit. I'm seeing other names come on that's not usually on here. Miss Tammy Alls, good to see you. And appreciate you watching for a little bit, but we've had a good time for the last 30 minutes on here. I guess it's been about 30 minutes. And just come on. It's not a normal time. We usually do Monday through Friday, but like I say, I came up here to study in my office, and I said, well, I might as well just tell everybody thank you for praying for me yesterday. It was a scare. I was really scared. I thought I'd done some damage, and so nothing more but a swollen nose and a bad ankle. I should be okay in a couple of days. Robin Rogers. Hey, Robin, good to see you. Well, more new ones coming on. Hey, you guys consider becoming a subscriber, consider becoming a supporter. We need 17 more supporters, 18 more supporters, 17 more. So we got this will be 7. So yeah, we need 7 from 25. What is that? About 18. So if you consider supporting us on a monthly basis, I can get you all the information. You can do it through PayPal. You can do it through Cash App, or you can send a check or a money order. I have some that do both. I have a man that sends a check every month. I have a lady that gives me a check at church, one of our church members, and the rest of them come at Cash App or come in the mail. So either way, I'll take it any way it comes. So just pray for us. Pray God will continue to use us. Pray for my new book. I'm still waiting on the cover to be designed. Gracie is so far behind, but I'm hoping this week the cover will be done. The editing has been done. The new book is My Name is Depression. It's going to be the best book already. The ones that have read it say it's the best book that God's ever let me write. It's probably going to be our bestseller. About 100 pages, somewhere around there. It's going to be it's going to be something. I'll have a workbook with it. We're going to be doing lessons and sessions about depression. I'm going to be doing a Zoom call session as soon as I get the book in hand, so you can purchase it. I've got a student handbook you can purchase, and you can go through it with me. I've got teachers' handbooks already written and printed out, ready to go. So we're just waiting on the book. As soon as they get the cover, the back's already done. I did the back cover last week. The writing for the back is done. I'll let ChatGPT do that. They did me 3 because they had the copy of the book. They read the book. Can you believe I'm talking about they? AI. It read the book, all the materials, the chapters, all the content, and then based on everything it knows about me from Facebook and everything it knows about the book, it wrote an article for the back of the book. It gave me 3 options, and I tweaked one of them. Number 2 was the best. Behind door number 2 is the one I picked, and that's going to be for the back. Usually I have somebody else write the back, but I want to do the back. I want to have a little more say-so over it, so I'll let ChatGPT give me some options. And it did a good job. It really did. It did it better than I could have. So, yeah, everything's ready except the front design, and I was already sent one. I didn't approve it. Didn't like it. Pretty hard to please. So as soon as the front design is approved, the publisher will get that, and they will print it. It'll be on Amazon within a couple of weeks after that. You can purchase it from me or from Amazon, because as soon as it gets done, I will probably buy 200 books, have them shipped here, and you can buy them from me or you can buy them from Amazon, and we're going to have a sale at the church as soon as they get done. I'm going to put a table up out front and going to sell my autobiographies as well as the book on depression, and then we're going to try to start a session at our church if the pastor can work out a place and a time. We'll do one night a week for 12 weeks and have a session where people from this area can come and be a part of a one-on-one teaching, me going through our book and our handbooks on depression. So very much needed. So very much needed. Okay, love you guys. I'm off here again. It's kind of like when I'm preaching, I say, just one more thought and I'm through. Every time the preacher said, he's lying. I've said that 100 times in the pulpit. Just one last thing and I'm through. One last thing, I'll lie. Somebody asked one time, what does it mean when a preacher takes off his watch? Absolutely nothing. It doesn't mean a thing. You think he's licking his watch so he can see it? No, it doesn't mean anything. And when a preacher says there's one more thought, he doesn't mean a thing. He's lying. He's going to preach until he's through. So he shouldn't even say that. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. Love you guys. It's been fun this morning. Have a good weekend. I'll see you back Monday at 9 o'clock, Exodus chapter 18.